Here are a few things that I've learned after having created YouTube videos for over a year. Now, subscribers of this channel will no doubt have seen me, well, here on this channel, but I've also spent the last year working part-time for another company, Smart Home Sounds, working as a member of the team, helping to film and edit their YouTube videos. So after having created roughly 2 videos a week for the past year or so, I think it's fair to say that I've personally learned quite a lot about YouTube in this short space of time. And I thought, why not share these things with you guys to hopefully help you out if you're looking to get into the world of YouTube, whether that's as a freelance content creator, whether that's just purely for a hobby, or whether that's as a small business. So first up, why? Why are you bothering to make a YouTube video? What's the point? What's its purpose? What can I as a viewer expect to see from your channel? The best videos on our channel right here at the moment are the ones where we've added some form of value. So we've either answered a question or we've solved a problem that our viewers have been struggling with. Now, whether that was the DaVinci Resolve color grade troubleshooting video or a how-to product photography walkthrough, these videos help people, they give people value, in this case, knowledge. Now, there are also 2 great examples of videos to talk about here because they're filmed and edited completely differently. One is a 2 to 3 minute, one take, no edited screen recording with a voiceover, and the other is a 9-minute vlog with graphics, music, photographs, and much, much more. Now, they're 2 completely different videos, but the 2 that by far, month in, month out, are performing the best in terms of views, gaining subscribers, comments, shares, and everything else in comparison to the rest of the content on our channel. Now, with Smart Home Sounds, we review the latest and greatest audio-visual equipment. So our motives are more geared towards offering the most concise and informed videos that help people decide if that product is right for them or not. But still, each video has a clearly defined purpose. So when you're thinking about what to create, ask yourself why you're doing it in the first place. Now, don't get me wrong, your motives might just be because you want to, and that's fine, go for it. But I think it's important to just take a step back and have a think about if you can tailor the video in a way that helps others and adds value in some sort of way. So whether that's answering a question, solving a problem, or identifying a gap that's not yet being covered in the YouTube space. Secondly, audience retention. If I'd given more thought to this sooner, I would have no doubt scripted, filmed and edited videos completely differently to how I did this time last year when I first started making videos. So the consistent top performing videos on our channel, month in, month out, not only serve a purpose and add that value that we've already mentioned, but they also have really good audience retention in comparison to our other videos, which means that YouTube are more likely to push them to other users. So think about audience retention for a second, just from a business perspective, from YouTube's point of view. And I'll admit this is super oversimplified, but hopefully it will help me get my point across. So if users are spending more time watching a video without clicking off, then it must mean that the video is worth watching for one reason or another. So YouTube then gently push the video to a couple more people, and again, if it's still getting good traction. And as more and more people continue to watch and stay invested in the video for a long period of time, there's more opportunities, of course, for YouTube to run advertising, but it also means that more people are spending more time on YouTube than on other social media platforms or competitive video sites. So essentially, everyone's winning. You're winning because your video is getting promoted to more and more people. Your viewers are winning because their homepage recommendations and their next up recommendations are full of engaging videos that are worth watching. And YouTube are winning because everyone is spending more time on their website. So what I would take from this is, whilst you're scripting your videos and you're thinking about what to include, I would really recommend thinking about ways to keep your audience engaged throughout the video. So maybe this is achieved with engaging visuals and creative camera work, or maybe it's immersive sound design and graphics that are keeping viewers guessing, or maybe it's creative planning and storytelling that are keeping us engaged. So let's use our splash photography YouTube video as an example here. The audience retention on that video is really good. And when we break it down, it's quite easy to see why. First of all, we're interviewing Tom at pretty much every step of his process, which is pretty in-depth if we're being honest. And of course, we tried to simplify it down and make sure it didn't get too jargony and all that kind of thing. But essentially, the fundamentals of it is that we're talking with Tom at every step of his process. So if you're someone who's interested in getting into that type of photography, you want to keep watching because you want to see his techniques and what he's doing throughout. And then of course, at the end of the video, you're rewarded with the incredible images. So there's a real reason there, and there's a foundation to the video to want to keep people invested throughout its entirety. I think also, to just tie into this point, it's really important to be quite ruthless and honest with yourself and think about if what you're wanting to add into your video is actually necessary, or is it just an opportunity for people to lose interest and leave? Now, we could have made the DaVinci Resolve color grading video easily a 10-minute long troubleshooting video, and we could have talked in depth for ages about our struggles in times gone by and why we're so happy to have finally found a solution and blah, 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 blah. But the simple fact is, people really don't care about that. They want the answer now. So thirdly, don't worry too much about the video quality. Now, before I go any further, I say this with a huge asterisk above it, especially as I work as a filmmaker. Of course, the actual quality of the video is important, and people obviously need to be able to see and hear what's going on. But with the overall quality of YouTube videos getting better and better every day, it can be really daunting and disheartening, wondering how on earth you're ever going to compete with these huge creators who've got access to all of the latest lighting and cameras and auto cues and script writing and all that kind of thing. But people will forgive the quality of the video if the content is right. And I think that's the key here, is the content. The content will easily outdo and override the quality if it's done properly, and people will forgive that. Now, over on the Smart Home Sounds YouTube channel, the most viewed video to date is one that we filmed way back in 2019, before we had access to a studio and all this professional equipment that we're lucky to have now. Now, of course, the video has been up for a couple of years, so naturally it's had more exposure than some of our newer videos with more crafted B-roll and script writing and everything else. But we've used plenty of iPhone footage before, and we also do that on our channel all the time, and nobody bats an eyelid. It's great, of course, if you can make your video look and sound incredible, but it's much more about the actual contents of that video. And as I said before, people will forgive the quality as long as the content is there. So there you have it, guys. I hope that helped. And if you're thinking about starting a channel, then my advice would be to just go for it. Accept the fact you're going to make plenty of mistakes, and let's face it, probably some pretty awkward videos to begin with. But if you stick with it and take the time to learn the fundamentals, then there's no reason why you cannot create your own successful channel, whether that's on your own, whether that's purely as a hobby, or whether that's as a small business. So thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.